Morning. I'm not in Dartmoor. I'm in the Peak District. I'm in Edale. So this is Edale. Here's the van, and that's where I'm going, and that's where I'll be coming back. I think. I know that's Jacob's ladder coming down that way, and that's Kinder Scout. Try a little harder, the universe will know, and you'll never be alone. No, you'll never be alone. Run a little farther. Look at that view. Try a little harder, the universe will know, and you'll never... Morning. I'm not in Dartmoor. I'm in the Peak District. I'm in Edale, and I came up on Wednesday to do a talk in Skipton, and I've got to pick a friend up from Heathrow on Sunday, so I thought I'd take the opportunity and spend a couple of days in the Peak District. So I popped into Whaley Bridge yesterday and done a podcast with a good friend, Pete and Dunks, who run Frontier Risks, and today I'm gonna go up Kinder Scout, which is that way, so I'm looking forward to that. Don't know what I'm going to talk about. Lots of waterfalls on the way up. Where's my coffee? So I'm just going to make myself a coffee, probably have a bacon sandwich, and then head up, and I'll be sleeping here tonight. So I'm planning on going up, can't remember what it's called, via a lot of waterfalls. Looks like, I think it says a grade 1 scramble. I should be okay. Looking at the contours, I should be able to get up that, and then skirt along the top of Kinder Scout, and then come back via Jacob's Ladder, which is looks about 8-9k, and then come back, and I'll have dinner here before disappearing off to Heathrow. There we go. Time for coffee. What I'll do is I'll take you outside now whilst the coffee's brewing, and show you where I am. So this is Edale. Here's the van, and that's where I'm going, and that's where I'll be coming back. I think. I know that's Jacob's Ladder coming down that way, and that's Kinder Scout.
There's a place I sometimes go, where the leaves are colored gold.
Start point, North Booth campsite, beautiful Edale. It's absolutely stunning. It looks like there's going to be a belt of rain coming through in about an hour. Hopefully it won't last too long. That's the second time I've had to stop because of my leg. I don't think I've done 500 metres, 600 metres. It's really sore. I'll see how we get on, but I think this may be a lot shorter walk than what I first anticipated, which, to be fair, is just, that is part and parcel of having one leg, you know. Well, it's not defeatist, just going to see how far I can get realistically. Once there's going to be, I anticipate, a point of no return where I'm committed to going up to the top of Kinder and then along to Jacob's Ladder back down, because I think coming down Crowtham, I can't remember what it's called, it looks quite steep, and it looks like it'd be easier to go up, cross and then back down Jacob's Ladder, but we'll see. It's still a nice walk up through this little valley, the Crowtham Valley. I bet I've got that wrong. And lots of waterfalls, beautiful. That's me stopped again, and it really hurts, and I think I'm going to change leg. I'm going to change my socket. I brought my Kilimanjaro socket along. I'm just going to give it a try, see how I get on. Pain in my calf, what's left of my calf muscles is really quite painful. So let's get my socket out and swap it over. Here it is. Get my tool bag out. Here this is. Make sure I can get it on. That feels really tight. We'll see how we get on. Oh Christ, look at that. That bruising. That bruising there. Wasn't expecting to see that. Well, that's me definitely taking it off and never wearing it again. It feels really cold as well straight away. That was 100 metres, 200 metres. Let's get the circulation going. It's freezing on the end by the bruise. It's really cold. So that's me socket changed. Just been thinking, I wonder if this is my new socket, which is slightly wider, slightly bigger than my Kilimanjaro socket, the one I just had on. I wonder if the pain I'm getting in the bottom of my calf muscles, both of them there, which is why I can only walk 400 metres, is because there's a little bit of room and it's bouncing, the calf is bouncing backwards and forwards in the socket because it's got that movement, and that's what's causing it. And the reason I don't get the pain in the Kilimanjaro socket is that it's so tight, there isn't that movement, but it's too tight and it's causing problems with circulation and damaging the circulation of me going into the socket, into the stump itself. And I don't know what the solution is. I've got a sock. Where's my stump sock? In my stump sock pocket. So I'm going to put this on, which will increase the volume a little bit and hopefully stop that little bit of movement. I kind of know from experience it ain't going to make that much of a difference, but we'll try.
There's a place I sometimes go, where the leaves are colored gold.
Look at that view. Right, that's me coming at the top of a Clough, whatever it's called, Clough. Couldn't do any recording coming up, so I was using both hands. But it weren't as bad as I thought. When I googled this route, it said there was a grade 1 scramble, but I think the grade 1 scramble is down here. There's a lot of people out today. I suppose it is a Saturday before bank holiday. Is it a bank holiday? I can't remember whether it's this weekend or next weekend. There's a belt of rain, real heavy rain, coming in about 4 hours. So I'm going to crack on, and I think I'll have something to eat just before I start to descend down Jacob's Ladder. Looking at the map, looks like it's quite steep, but there's a cutaway that goes round, kind of misses the steep part out. Adds about 700 metres, looks like, maybe less, but it might be easier than quite a steep downhill. But I've got to, well, onto Scout Plateau, which is just up here. It was quite a nice steady climb up. I had to stop quite a lot to get my leg off, but I've only ever seen Scout on a map. And it looks like a massive big flat plateau, so I'm quite interested to see what it's like when I come up the top.
Carve them into every stone. Maybe one day I'll let you into sea.
Back on my iPhone. I'm up here on Scout. It's not what I was expecting actually. There's some real weird rock formations that have just been carved by wind, ice and rain over millennia. It's pretty spectacular. But I'm back on the iPhone because there's loads of people everywhere and I feel like a Wally talking into a GoPro as I'm walking along. Right, I've got to get off this place. I'm going all the way over there and then down Jacob's Ladder before the rain sets in. Now for a spot of lunch. I'm racing a big belt of rain coming in, but I thought, do you know what, I've got me waterproof, so I may as well do myself some lunch. So I've got boil in the bag, military rations, pussers, meatballs and pasta. I haven't had meatballs and pasta. Probably last time was when I was in the boat. So that's me on the way down into Edale and the campsite. That's a lovely walk, but really busy, so many people. Yeah, the Peak District's lovely. It's stunningly beautiful. But you're obviously in a flight path of Manchester Airport, so you can hear the planes going over all the time.
Run a little farther than you need to go. Try a little harder, the universe will know, and you'll never be.
I managed to get up. My leg has it's been okay, but I'm having to stop again. A little bit further than 400 metres now. I put a thicker sock on and it feels a lot easier. I've got about a mile to go. Nice easy track, nice easy walking all the way back to the campsite. So it's a really enjoyable walk, really enjoyable walk. I was worried at the start that I wouldn't get up. It was really hurting that much, but I did. And it was bloody enjoyable, if busy. Almost finished. That's me coming into the campsite now. Well, I stopped to have lunch, me boil in the bag, which was meatballs and pasta. I met a couple, they came and sat down and we started chatting, and basically followed each other off. So that was a really nice walk. Seeing as I didn't think I'd get up. Yeah, I was a bit trepidation, probably too strong a word, definitely too strong a word. Didn't think I'd get up, but I did, and took 5.5 hours. I'll sit down and work out later on my iPad and see how far it actually was. That was 5.5 hours, and I wasn't hanging about there because I wanted to beat the rain in, although it is raining now. It's just spitting. I think there's a big belt of rain that's due to come in. Yeah, good day. And there's the van. Oh. Oh. That was a good day on the hill. Started off quite difficult, so I think I was only doing like 300 metres before the pain in my leg. Then I tried changing over to the Kilimanjaro socket, and that only lasted a couple of minutes really. Then I could feel the cold and I could feel how much it had restricted my the blood flow, so I got that off, and then from then on it was I didn't do too bad, or the stump didn't do too bad. I managed to get round, didn't hang around really. I was pushing it because I was trying, you know, there was a belt of rain coming in and I wanted to get in before it started lashing down. Right, my first walk in the Peak District done. Kinder Scout. It's the top there, like nowhere else I've ever been. It's the shapes and the rocks, like the formations, just really weird, spectacular, some of them, just where they've been weathered. It doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before. Well worth going up. Really busy. I know I've said that a couple of times during the walk. Really busy. Didn't really want to get me the GoPro out. I love making these little films, but I felt like a wally. A bit too self-conscious to walk along talking to a camera. So I didn't really do much videoing going across. And then when I sat down and I had lunch, I wanted to talk about boiling the bags. So I had a sausage and beans this morning for breakfast out of a military Pusser's ration. And if you don't know what Pusser's is, Pusser's rum used to be the rum that was issued in the Navy. So now anything that's military, or anyone who's overly military in their in the way they do things, is known as Pusser, or someone is Pussers. So Pusser's scran is boiling the bags, ration pack boiling the bags. And I had another one up on I had meatballs and pasta, and I was going to do a little video talking about how the last time I'd had them was on the road, and wet rations is something you look forward to. So you take dry rations, freeze-dried rations, and they're really nice, but after, you know, a month and a half, you look forward to a change in diet, if nothing else. And you look, but also boiling the bag day, that's the day when you know you've got about 2 weeks to go. And the reason you take boiling the bags as well as freeze-dried rations is because the freeze-dried rations, they take a lot of water to hydrate, so you need to take a couple of weeks at least of wet rations that don't need hydrating in case your water maker packs up, and you can survive off your emergency water that's ballast, used as ballast, and the wet rations. But when you've got 2 weeks to go, then you don't really need to save them 2 weeks worth of rations for when you run out of water, in case you run out of water, so you can start eating them. So wet rations day is a big day for me on both my rows, because it signifies firstly a change in diet, but more importantly you've only got 2 weeks to go. And so something that was you'd look at Pusser's rations and think, ugh, why? But actually they always now always think of them in a positive way. So that was the video I was going to do, but a couple came and sat next to me, and a really nice couple, and they had a collie dog, and we chatted coming off, and I've done a couple of little videos obviously coming down. But a nice day on the hill. It took, that's 4 o'clock as I walked in, set off at 10:30, so that's 5.5 hours. That's 5.5 hours, I'm sure it is. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, 5.5 hours. I can add up. Right, back home to Devon tomorrow.